Good morning, guys. It is the day after Thanksgiving and my house is a mess. So I have just been hanging out, lounging around. We've been watching TV. I cooked Kyle and I some breakfast this morning when we got out of bed. And what do we have for breakfast?
Yeah?
You want to hold it? You want to hold the camera? Well, anyway, as you can see, there is a bit of a mess happening here in my living room, and I'm not even going to show you the kitchen. So Henry is kind of hanging out right here. Kyle loves to love on him. And I am just going to spend some time cleaning. But as I was saying, we were at my brother's house for Thanksgiving, and it was a lot of fun. It was very relaxing, but we came home. I had tried to clean up a little bit before we left for the day, and that didn't really happen. I did have a pile of clothes that I somewhat sorted through, but they're not put away, so I have to do that. And just get things kind of nice and organized before Matt gets home so that we can enjoy the afternoon when he gets home from work. I wanted to sit down with you guys and share a little bit about Henry's 1 month update. So he turned a month old yesterday on Thanksgiving Day, and he's doing really well. He's gaining weight very, very well. I am exclusively breastfeeding. So he was 7 pounds and 12 ounces, I believe, at birth. And when we left the hospital, he was actually down in the 6-pound range. But he was still within the 10% of normal weight loss, so they weren't concerned at all about the weight that he had lost when we left the hospital. When we got to his 2-week appointment, he had already gained his weight back plus some and was up to the 8-pound range. That was 2 weeks ago, and so I actually just weighed myself and then weighed myself again holding him, and he was between 9 and 10 pounds. So his 1 month appointment is coming up here next week, so I'll be interested to see if he actually weighs about 10 pounds by that time. He's just growing very well. He's actually getting out of his newborn clothes, and that makes me kind of sad because he's got such cute clothes and I can't believe he's growing so quickly. I've even moved him into the size 1 Huggies diapers. The way that Kyle grew was that he used newborns for a month, 1s for a month, 2s for a month, and then when he got to size 3, he wore those until he hit about a year old. Then he went into size 4, and now he is in size 5 we're just coming up on his 2-year birthday here in February. Henry grows anything like that, then I'll be able to kind of be prepared for it, but he's kind of ahead of Kyle as far as his weight and length. So who knows, Henry may end up growing out of the diapers a little bit faster than Kyle did. So he ended up losing his umbilical cord stump at 6 days old, which was so much faster than Kyle. I think it took Kyle 2 weeks to lose his, and it was just kind of a surprise whenever I went to change him one day and the stump was just hanging on by a thread. Once it dried up a few days later, then we were able to start giving him a full-on bath. And we pretty much bathe Henry every other day unless he is just very dirty or smelly from like a poopy diaper or the spit up. He does deal with a lot of spitting up. I don't remember Kyle having as much of an issue with it as Henry does. I don't think that it's really anything to be concerned about. At first I thought it was, because it just seemed like he was spitting up everything I'd feed him, because then he'd spit up and then he'd kind of act hungry again while he's spitting up. And I thought, well, why would he be acting hungry if he's still spitting up? Like, it can't be that he's getting overly full. It's got to be that maybe he has reflux or something. But he's not fussy when he spits up, and he doesn't have any issues eating, and he doesn't wake up with an upset stomach or anything. He's a very easygoing baby. So now I just don't think that it's reflux. I think it's just an excessive amount of spit up, and I feel sorry for him because, I mean, we have to go through a lot of clothing changes, and I especially get kind of anxious about it at night because I don't want him, you know, sleeping in wet, cold clothes just because he's been spitting up a ton. And of course he can't sleep with a bib on. So yeah, I just do what I can to kind of combat that. So I'll just kind of try to feed him more upright to help, you know, the milk stay down. And then of course, throughout the feeding, especially if I have to change sides with him, I will burp him as many times as I can, and then after he's done eating, I will sit upright with him for a good 15 to 30 minutes to try to help that milk settle in his stomach. Sometimes it works, and sometimes he just spits up no matter what. And I just do my best to kind of catch it and make sure that it doesn't get his clothes too wet. He's also been dealing with a congestion problem since he was about 2 weeks old. So Kyle had a cold, and I tried my best to keep him away from Henry, but he just loves Henry so much. He just wants to be around him and love on him and sit next to him. He likes to hold him. And so Henry did get a little bit of congestion, and I was trying everything. I was, you know, sitting in the bathroom with a hot shower going with him. I've been using saline sprays and drops in his nose. The aspirator, the suction bulb, that was not getting anything out, but he would sit there and I could literally hear his breath catching on the mucus in his sinus area. So finally, after dealing with this for 2 weeks, I kept asking around, what else can I do? Because I didn't think that, you know, I didn't think there was much else that I could do for him other than just, you know, wait it out. And people were suggesting that I use the nose Frida. So my mom ordered one for me, and we tried it out yesterday, and immediately it got out quite a bit of snot. And he was immediately able to just get like a clear breath. There was nothing catchy, like none of that like gurgly nasal stuff that you hear whenever you have congestion. I could hear it in his breathing. So the nose Frida definitely helped. I used it again last night. He slept so much better last night. In fact, he spent the majority of the night in his bassinet. I think 2 hours of it he slept with me. And because there were nights, you know, with the congestion, he just could not sleep very well. And so I found that if I laid him on his stomach on my chest, then he would be able to breathe easier, and he slept for much longer periods of time. So that's what we were doing until I got the nose Frida, and he definitely slept much better last night in his bassinet. So hopefully that will continue to get a lot better. He's really not a fussy baby. He just likes to be held a lot, and he likes to obviously be fed quite a bit. He eats every 2 to 3 hours during the day, and then whenever it gets closer to evening time, he'll eat about every hour, hour and a half. And then in the night, he will go to bed, like I'll lay him down in his bassinet between 10:30 and 11:30, and he'll sleep till about 3 o'clock, and then he'll want to eat. And then he'll sleep again until about 6 o'clock, and then that's when he'll kind of start his 2 to 3 hour eating for the day. Kyle just absolutely loves his brother. I think he's doing very well as a big brother. Transitioning from 1 baby to 2 has definitely had its challenges, but has been a smooth process, I'd say, so far. The biggest change for me has been the fact that getting my kids ready and getting out the door takes so long. It takes about 2 hours for me to get that done by myself, and that's too long for me. I think that I need to figure something else out. Hopefully I'll get something figured out before I have to go back to work, because look, I do not want to be waking up at 5 in the morning just so that I can get to work on time at 8 a.m. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Henry's 1 month update. He's doing very well, I think, and I am excited to see how he grows. I'm really excited to see how he and Kyle eventually start interacting with each other, but I'm also just really enjoying him in the newborn phase. I am sorry that I've been a little missing in action lately this last month. I've been trying to figure out a routine, but I am still here. I do still plan to be very present and active here on YouTube, so I appreciate your guys' patience with me on that. I have been going insane trying to, get something uploaded here quickly for you guys. I have not forgotten about you, and I'm not nearly done sharing things with you guys. I'm definitely still wanting to share my journey, motherhood, and vlogs with you guys. So make sure that you're still looking out for those, especially my birth story video. That one will be coming up here in the next week or so. So keep a lookout for that. All right, well, I finally got the rest of my dough made into a few rolls, and then I made a actual loaf of bread out of it. So we've got that to look forward to for the next few days. These rolls are so yummy. I'm excited to taste that bread. The seasoning that you see on it is just a regular Italian blend. So I'm really excited to see how that tastes. Of course, you can put all sorts of seasonings on your bread. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here tonight. We've gotten a lot done cleaning around the house, and I think I'm gonna enjoy another roll while I'm feeding him before we all go to bed. Thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.